Hey guys, back again after 8 or 9 months since the last video, which is horrible, but we've just life's got in the way and just been too busy really to do anything. So we're back on Orange Ruffy. It's now what date is it today? 5th of September, and I want to get them done by Christmas. So when I first bought this caravan, the idea was to, do it up for a bit of fun and flick it on and make a little bit of money on the way through. But things have now changed, and we're going to keep them. The reason being that the campground we go to every year, which is incredibly difficult to get into, we've managed to secure a second site. My auntie, who's had that site for probably 20 years, has decided to go into a cabin because it's just easier for her. And so she decided to give up the site, and I thought, well, bugger it, we'll take it as well. So we have our caravan, and next door to us is mum and dad, and then on the other side is this campsite that we're going to have now. So what we're going to do is the kids are old enough now that one of them can tow the caravan down there, and we're just going to keep them. So we're going to look at it slightly differently now. I might do a little bit more than what I would have, but we are on a time crunch. So I've still got the panorama, which I just can't sell. It's just this economic environment. I could sell it if I wanted to give it away for, really cheap, but I'm really unwilling to do that after all the work I've put into it. So I've just kept it. I will advertise it again in the next month or so. If it doesn't sell, then we'll take the panorama, put a for sale sign on it in the camp. But if it does sell, Orange Ruffy's got to be ready to go because he'll be the next cab off the rank. So in this one, we're just going to drag it out of where it's been parked for 9 months, covered in mold, and rip back into it. Okay. Poor old Orange Ruffy. Been stored away for 9 months and looking like every part of it covered in mold, but it's time to get back onto him. So yeah, it looks hideous. I think the first thing we need to do is put some other wheels on it. Getting sick of pumping these tires up, and you can see the cracks in there. If that comes out, there's no way that's going to be holding there. So first things first, put some wheels on it, get it on the hoist, and see where we're up to. All right, back up in the air after 8 or 9 months, whatever amount of time it was. So these panels, I've only temporarily screwed them on. I actually had to watch the last video back to remember where I was up to with this thing. So I'll whip these panels off now, just to have a look, see where I'm up to, make sure no water's got in there. Take that one off, and we're going to look at this structure under here. Okay. Well, Orange Ruffy definitely looks better with his clothes off than on. That's been sitting outside for 9 months just with a few screws in it, and it's dry as a bone. Everything's still mint. That looks wet, but it's not. It's fine. Jury's still out on that. I was hoping that might have fixed itself by now, but it hasn't. But certainly not something I'm going to tackle first day back. This area here doesn't look too bad actually. Bit of surface rust. That's obviously ugly, but that's better than what I thought. And underneath, oh, just trip over the drill. It's actually still pretty tidy under here too. But here, I think I'm just going to put an inner panel in there first to get some structure to work with, and then we'll go from there. Now, the hardest thing is to get access inside there, I've got to drop the rear panel. The problem with that is that on the bottom of these rear panels, they've got a fold there, and they rivet them to this rear cross member, then they fold them up. So the only way you can get access to take that panel off is to unclip it from the top. I am going to replace it. It's pretty good, but it's got a few dents, and once we paint everything, it won't look great. Got LED flashing again, unfortunately. So this is pretty tidy though. Tiny bit of surface rust, and that's about it. So I might not need to do anything with that rear panel just yet. So I think we'll have a go at that inner structure first, and we'll go from there. Okay, change of plans. After having a good look around it and a bit of a think, I'm going to do this bit first. And that way I've got that line sorted before I put that inner panel on. It's pretty good all the way up there. It looks rusty, but it's not. It's just surface stuff. And I really don't want to take this panel off. That is just going to be a nightmare. So because I'm going to replace it anyway, I'm just going to put a couple of wee cuts in there and bend it back just so I can get to that structure. And then when I do end up replacing that panel, then I can come up there and tidy up whatever's underneath that. So this is definitely better than what it was up the front. Obviously that's munted, but put the grinder on it, and from there down it needs to come out, but from there up is good strong steel. It's stopped disintegrating there. That side of it and behind, hard to see. That's actually quite good as well. So I'll cut this stuff off here, but leave this panel there so I can make a template. And make a template, then we'll cut it off, tie it into that, wire brush everything, rust proof it. Yeah, that's the first step. Then we'll deal with the other structural stuff after that. Okay, template made. Same as I did up the front, I'm going to tie this into that little beam that comes down there so I can rivet in. Just give it a bit more strength. When I do cut the one underneath it, I'll cut it further down here so I can overlap this bit to rivet into there. So pretty much very similar to what we did up the front. So I won't film too much of it. I'll cut that out, clean everything up behind it, get that on, and we'll go from there. So I've done a bit more digging, cut all of that stuff out, which is pretty ugly. This bar obviously is really good and strong. Down here is all okay. Up here, that's what we got. That's the end of the floor there. A little bit damp actually, but it's treated. And then you've got this bit here. That's good metal there. So when I run my angle, I have to run it up past that area until it gets into the good metal there. So I've cut a bit out, and I sort of know where I'm going with it now. If the rear panel wasn't buggered before, it certainly is now, but a lot easier than taking it off. That's a nightmare. Yeah, all right, we'll carry on. So everything that's getting cut off has been cut off. I've ground that all back. That's really good. Really nice sound metal, no more corrosion there. So gone all the way up there just in case I get excited and put new panels on it. But we'll throw some rust converter on it, and then we'll go from there. There goes a water blaster in the background. I'm actually working in the other side of a grooming bay at the moment, and it's Saturday morning, so we've still got workers on site. Okay, so ground it all back, rust converter, zinc primer. It's just like a zinc silver on top now, so that's you know, going to protect it for years really. So I'll wait for that to dry and start us putting that new panel on. Alright, so I've been just sort of plugging away, got right in the zone actually, which is good. So I've got this bit on here, nice and tight, riveted lots of places. And I also just made, let's see, this piece in here. Similar to what I did on the front, so didn't bother recording it. But it's come out really well. And it just butts, hard to tell, right up to there, and then I'll just put a thing up over the top of it. So once I rivet that into place, just temporarily, that'll give me my line, which means I can pull this ugly thing off next. So I've removed that panel that I put in, and the panel that was along there, I've cut it out. Well, I tried to just I thought it would just pull out, but it won't. It's really strong, and it looks like, you can see there, they've actually riveted it right through the floor to hold it in place, and probably gone into the chassis rail. That there is the that rusty bit's the edge of the chassis rail, which goes along the sides of the chassis. It's angle iron, so they've obviously gone through the top of that. So that's really strong, and I thought, well, I'll try and get it out. And then I thought, it's actually quite a strong piece, like super strong, which will help support that doorstep for the piece of aluminium that I put over the top of it, because a piece of alloy comes from outside over there, up, and then over there again. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, it just adds strength, so I see no reason to remove it. So I'll tidy up that chassis rail, give that a quick paint, and got to put the bottom of that framing needs to be tidied up as well. So that's our next step, and the bit that I've got lined underneath, which is already pre-cut, I'll put that in last. Okay, so that's all had rust converter and zinc primer and silver zinc top coat on it. So I think that's a good finishing point for today. Going to come out in the morning again. It's raining tomorrow, so it's a good day to be in the shed. And I'll finish this area off. Okay, Sunday morning, back on this Caravan. It is raining quite heavily outside, so there might be a bit of noise. I have just finished that bit there. Again, we riveted it to the framing. I really wanted to weld it, but it's just too dangerous with that this wall lining here. And also the bottom of this frame was really thin, so I know the weld is just going to blow through and it's going to end up in a mess. So it's not my preferred option. Really strong, but you've just got in here, I'm not going to open the door because it tends to fall off. You've got a little bit of a lip there, which I don't like, but hopefully it won't show up. So next thing, I'm just going to put this bit on here, the inside bit. Okay. So that's the splash panel fitted now. That is solid as. So I've riveted it from the other side all the way through. Very tidy on the back, just like I wanted. There we go. And get some light up there for you. Nice and tidy all the way down. So again, no issue with any safety inspections. No water's going to get up there, and very strong. So I've just put this piece of angle down the bottom. And use some pie cuts to run it up here. So we're pretty much done for this area now. I didn't bother recording it just because it's exactly the same as we've done on the front. Super strong, good base for these panels to be attached to. So now I've got to decide whether I spin the caravan round, do the other side, or I just tackle that. I really don't want to. Don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's good. Good base. Alright, next day, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to pinch an hour or so from work time to tackle this thing that I've been avoiding for so long. I've been thinking about how to do it, so I've got to try and fix it without setting fire to the caravan. So in order to do it properly, I need to take that panel out, that panel off, and that window and the frame out, so I can slide something up and behind it. And I think there's a couple of rivets in it as well, because that's what the internal wall linings rivet to. So I'm going to have to try and cut them with a hacksaw blade or something like that. So I'll have a play and come back shortly. Okay, so I've taken the window out. I tell you, this caravan, it looks scruffy, but man, it's original. Every one of those screws that came out of that window was an original one. So many caravans I have taken apart, and there will be 10 different lengths of screws, and some of them are wood screws, and some of them are whatever, you know, somebody could find and jammed in there. Every one of these was the screw that, you know, the right one, and the one that was put in there originally. So that's a good thing. Anyway, back to this. So up in here, I'll see if I can put a light on it. Hard to see. Is sound, even though it doesn't look it. So the worst bit, it's only really from here to there. And there's a top piece that needs to come off, which has got a couple of spot welds, which I'm going to drill out. So if I can get that top bit off, that's going to give me a much better idea of where we're going. But it's only really a short bit that we have to replace. So yeah, I've got to be so careful. But I'm just going to gently drill out these spot welds, see if I can take the skin off it, and then we'll go from there. Right, hopefully this is going to be enough sort of fire prevention. Apart from the old sort of curtain floating around there, but hopefully that's out of the way. So just going to put a, don't know if you can see, but basically cut there and there. Still got to be careful where sparks go, but hopefully that's enough. I'll put somebody inside the caravan with a bucket of water just in case. Alright, I've got my cameraman back just to film a little bit so I can explain this. This sheeting, I've tucked it, has gone all the way up underneath the frame, and I managed, there was only one rivet, believe it or not, obstructing it, which I managed to get rid of with a hacksaw blade. So anyway, I've cut the top off this. It's not as bad as what I thought, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but obviously that bit there has got to come out. But this, even though it's pitted, it's only on the surface, it's still pretty strong. So I'm going to kill that. I'll grind it back a little bit more. I'm going to cut this bit out completely. There's other ways I could do it, tuck something in behind it, but it's not the right way to do it. And hang on, I'll just get you another piece of metal I can show you. And then what I've got to do is recreate what's there. That's the closest I have, which the internal profile is perfect, but obviously your height is different, so I'm going to have to cut that. And also inside here, I'm going to have to cut that as well, so I can create exactly that. And then I'm going to get a bit that goes over the top, weld it to what the bit that I've made, and then I will, the piece over the top, I'll plug weld it into here and along the back there, and that'll recreate its strength. So going to be a lot of mucking around making a piece to go into there, but it's the right thing to do, especially since we're keeping it now. I'd do it even if we weren't. So it's going to be my job tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to cut that out till I've got this made, because I don't know how important that is to the integrity, structural integrity of the Caravan. All right. Okay, so I've made up a piece to fit in there. It fits really quite well, actually. So I've welded two pieces together. I haven't welded it a lot because it blows through. It's really, really thin, but that's strong. It's not going to break. And that just fits in there like that. So now it's just a matter of now cutting that out. And then I'm just going to like spot weld that in. I'm not going to get too carried away with it. And then I'll cut down a piece to go over the top. Okay, so we've successfully cut this out without causing any fires. So put some rust converter on it at the moment. Wait for that to dry. I'll just grab the other bit actually. So I'll just put some zinc weld through primer on it. So the profile's not perfect, but it's really close. So we can weld that in. Yeah, and once that's dried, I'll zinc prime all this as well, just so we can weld it. And yeah, just about there. It's a shame that profile's not perfect, but look, it's close enough really for what we're trying to do here. Okay. Okay, next day, pinching a little bit more time from work. I've welded this in. I've just had to really carefully just spot weld it in because it can't take a lot of heat, but it is very solid. So it doesn't look fabulous, but it's solid. So I've just cut a piece to go over the top, and we will plug weld that in and weld it here and weld it there, and then we should be good. All right, holes drilled, all ready to weld in. The dreaded rust repair is complete. Looks reasonably okay. I've left the these, I haven't ground the welds, where is it, over there somewhere, completely back. I've left a little bit just for strength. And you can see the spot welds of course as well, so they're not completely flat but close to it, but just to keep that strength in it. That is rock solid now. So this side is pretty much complete, apart from I'm going to take that top panel off there, but not right now. So there'll be a little bit of surface stuff I think up there. I had a sneaky peek, it's pretty good. So once that comes off, I'll tidy that up, and then it's really ready to be reskinned. A lot of mucking around, but we know now that this this frame is really sturdy, and whatever we bolt to it is going to be really solid as well, because the sheets that I put on it of course will add a lot of strength by themselves as well. So happy. I temporarily put the panels back on, throw the window back in, and then it's got to go outside for a few days because I've got cars to service here. All back together, ready to go outside, and now it looks like I've done nothing to it at all. All right. Okay, look, this one's probably long enough now, this video, so we'll wrap it up here. Good time to finish because the left side of the Caravan is done now. I mean, not obviously not completed, but the structural part is done. So in the next one, we'll turn them around on the hoist and rip the right hand side off and see what we've got. All right, see you on the next one.